Welcome back to FCLF Podcast. This week we are highlighting our Champions League preview podcast, where we'll be talking about upcoming fixtures in the round of 16. First up, Manchester City versus Real Madrid, where the scores are separated by De Bruyne's penalty conversion. Next, Juventus versus Lyon, where Toussaint's stunning volley shocked people even in the home ground. After that, Bayern versus Chelsea, a one-sided 3-0 first leg has built up even more anticipation. Then we move on to the last round of 16 decided in the form of Barcelona versus Napoli. Lastly, we have our first UCL top 11 for the round of 16. As usual, this podcast is available on Spotify, Anchor, and other listening platform. And if you like YouTube, it's there too. For the first time, we have it on Apple Podcasts as well as Google Podcasts. Once again, we're doing this for the love of football. Assalamu alaikum, Sanmonani. Hello, my name is Buso, and welcome back to FTLF Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the UEFA Champions League, and we're previewing all the games that are happening very soon. Let's introduce some of the hosts today, starting from the left.
Yeah, what's up? It's Kahu. I support Tottenham, and we're not in the Champions League, but if we were, we would have won.
Hello, my name is Manzar. I support Manchester City, and we are going to beat Real Madrid today 1-0.
The confidence. What's
Toby here, representative of Chelsea. The pride of London.
Shut up!
Okay? And co-host along with Buso as well. So, yeah.
Hey guys, Mohammed, obviously Manchester United supporter, and I pray that Real Madrid wins against City.
Speaking of, let's get right into business. We're going to talk about Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Everyone knows the first leg had 2-1 victory from Manchester City with De Bruyne's fantastic penalty, but let's talk about this game. We have some missing players, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Quite a few, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's start with the most important one, in my opinion, Bale. Why is he out? Why is he out of the game?
Because he didn't want to play. It's as simple as that.
No.
Zinedine Zidane came out and said that Bale did not want to play against Manchester
Can you
City.
blame him, the way he's been treated?
I mean, okay, that could be a thing, but obviously it's pretty obvious for the past few seasons that Zidane's not interested in Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
He's such a talent.
Yes.
He is one of the best players. You saw it in the beginning of the season. Remember the period of the time when the Champions League 2018? When Liverpool won against, Real Madrid won against Liverpool.
It was his
You
winning.
know how Bale
goal
just
scorer.
came in and
Bale
just shot up and scored
changed
the
the
two
game,
goals.
changed
Maybe
the game.
Karius did mess up, but
Bale completely changed the game. in
Wait,
my
first of
opinion.
all, do you all think they're going to come back, Real Madrid?
No.
I mean, why not? What's going to be the limiting factor for Real Madrid's comeback in this game? I feel like they can because it's Madrid and they have this magic when it comes to Champions League.
I feel they can. It's not about having a proper defender or something. They're not going to play with Ramos, that's for sure. He's got a red card in the previous leg.
But I think you guys all agree, it's up to City. If City play their best,
No, but
There's nothing
Real
Madrid can do.
could come back. I believe if Zidane puts Bale in the squad today, I believe there could be a possibility.
But they're not.
No, but then...
He's not
no,
there.
but Bale's
He's
not
not
in the
there.
squad.
I think the only reason why he's not here is because he chose to not play.
No, it's not his.
No, it's definitely him. He said it during an interview. Why would he lie about something like that?
It's
I
because
feel like,
actually, don't you guys agree? It's about the way he's been treated in the past
yeah,
few
it's
games.
fair.
I agree,
It's
I
fair.
agree.
It's just
It's like they're Zidane or the entire club is probably criticizing him, and then they don't just because he hasn't performed in a game or two, that doesn't mean you can kick him out or something. Yeah.
In my honest opinion, I think Bale on his day might be one of the best attackers.
The
I've
guy
ever
is
seen
a
in my
game
life.
changer.
100%.
Even to this
The guy
day,
actually
even to
scores
this day.
goals, and how many times has he been the reason to why Real Madrid has been qualified?
Exactly.
But it's very unfair. From my opinion, it's very unfair how they treat Bale, and I really wish they could treat him better.
well, they're missing that in the attack, but also Sergio Ramos is not in this game. How's that going to impact Real Madrid's defense?
This is what I think. Honestly, without Sergio Ramos, it's my personal. This is what I think. If you look at how Rafael Varane plays in the centre-back position compared to how he's in the France national team, it's completely different. Because I feel, Sergio Ramos is a class defender.
Yeah.
As much as you hate him, he's a very good defender.
Oh, I hate him.
He is, I know you do. Many people do because of the way he plays, a dirty player. But I feel in a way, the reason why Rafael Varane has had that popularity and the way he plays is because of that partnership between Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane. It's more like Ramos made Varane look like a good player. So without that leadership and that mentality that Ramos gives in the squad, it's going to be a complete different game. I think that's one advantage of Man City qualifying.
I don't even think it's just defending. I think what Toby said is leadership.
It's
That's
the
just
leadership
missing in
and
the whole team.
motivation.
Let me ask, now that Ramos is gone, what do you guys think of Militao taking his position?
I do.
Next game?
I feel like Militao is a bit too inexperienced and young to play such a big game.
Okay, but he is the only backup right now.
Yeah, I mean,
other
he's a
than that.
professional.
So basically, there's two people missing in defense. One is Marcelo and one is Sergio Ramos.
Oh, yeah.
Marcelo's missing
Those
out
are
with a
big-
tie,
big
and Sergio
players.
Ramos is missing
No,
out with
but
a
I
red
mean,
card.
compared to Ferland Mendy's
it's
a
not
good
like he
player
doesn't
as
have
well. That's a good backup. That's a good fullback they
Honestly,
have.
yeah.
So Mendy can have an impact this game.
I think, in my opinion, considering that Manchester City played the way they did before the lockdown, I feel like right now they're in a much better position than they were before.
Definitely.
But Real Madrid did win the La Liga. We have to keep
That is
that.
the
They're on a
two-
high. They're on a high right now, yeah.
That is the two dueling factors in this. Let's see what Pep Guardiola said. He said it was a long time ago that we played the first leg. We knew if after the game we would have had another one at home. It was without their fans, but they will try to get a good game. And they want competition and more basic stuff. But at the end he says we are ready.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very confident thing for a manager to say.
In my opinion, I don't think the home advantage will actually play a part today.
You know what's
There's no
funny
fans,
though?
yeah.
In contrast, Zidane says, "I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow." That's something coming from a coach of one of the biggest teams in the world, and that is a problem, in my opinion.
No, but I think he means it in a good way, because I think everyone thinks that City's going to win, and he's saying he's not sure about
No,
that.
it's like the opposite of Mourinho.
Yeah,
Mourinho says what he's going to achieve, and,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, it could happen, it could not happen. I'm not going to blame.
But Zidane's
Mourinho.
been like that the whole season. What they
Yeah,
do, they
but
won.
that's why Zidane doesn't want to get blamed later on, which
No.
is why he goes on saying, "I don't know."
I think, in my opinion, I think this game is going to make a star, and that star is going to be Hazard for Real Madrid. I feel so. He's fine. He's ready for the game. He's going to be the main man. Let's think about it from that way, because how do you break down fast Manchester City defense? You have a fast left wing.
In my opinion, I think the absence of Sergio Aguero is going to play a very pivotal role.
It is going to be
see
a
what Jesus
critical
can do
role. I
there,
mean,
yeah.
compared to him and Gabriel Jesus, they're two
It's
different
just
players.
a day and night. But in my opinion, I have my trust in Gabriel Jesus. He's an amazing striker, very versatile, very quick, very good with his
But if
feet.
we're talking about strikers, we have to talk about Benzema.
Benzema.
He's been amazing this season.
I mean, he spoke about the attack, and I think Benzema has to go above Hazard because Benzema has been on
Benzema
form
has
this season.
just been
How many goals? Like 30 plus, right?
In my
Something
opinion,
like that, something
in
like
my
that.
opinion,
Goals
I
in
think
La
Benzema
Liga.
carried Real Madrid to their
He's
first
the main
leg.
reason why
Yeah.
La Liga is on top.
really
I mean,
stepped up this
Real
season.
Madrid is on top.
Wait,
but
hold-
talking about Eden Hazard, he hasn't had a great season. He hasn't had a great impact compared to how he was in the previous years. You know what a
He has
great
a lot
player
to
he is.
prove.
He's got a lot to prove, but maybe tonight, of course, they had the break. This is like, what, after the lockdown, they're coming back in the Champions League, so we can see an impact. I cannot agree 100% with Buso about what he's saying because he hasn't really shown or proved himself this season at all. But maybe if he does step his game up and show his real colors, probably you can see an impact.
yeah, we all
on
agree
Benzema
he's got
and
it in
Eden
his
Hazard.
But-
It's his
but-
first season, so give him time.
Give him time.
Wait. Considering that it's his first season, do you think that for the price they paid, for the stature he has in Premier League, he should have performed better this season?
But they didn't pay
fair
for 1
enough,
year.
true.
Let's talk about it.
If he was in one of the Premier League clubs, yes. If he was in one of the Premier League clubs,
What do you mean? Does that mean La Liga-
What he's trying to say-
moved,
no, I mean-
he's moved from England to Spain.
The playing style is different in each league.
The entire training
So-
session, the entire play surrounding the people, the
system.
nature, yeah, the
Just
environment is totally different.
look at it from this perspective. Ronaldo moved from Real Madrid to
But Ronaldo, you cannot
Ronaldo is a
compare,
different
you cannot
breed.
compare Ronaldo to Eden
That's
Hazard.
true,
Yeah, in my opinion.
You
because
cannot
they
compare
are
Ronaldo
both
to Eden Hazard.
world-class
I mean, if you
players.
look at Serie A and if you look at La Liga, they're very similar leagues. Premier League and La Liga are two different leagues. Premier
Alright,
League,
let's go back. Let's go back.
No,
to
but
the
in my opinion, I think Eden Hazard has a slight edge because he has experience playing against this Manchester City backline.
Exactly.
so
I
yeah,
think
he could
I-
step his game up.
he could step
I'm
his
sure. he
Also, I
can.
want to put it out there. If anyone that is going to change the game tonight for Real Madrid, it's going to be Asensio.
Marco Asensio.
Marco
back.
Asensio.
Oh
Back.
yeah, we forgot
We
about him.
completely
didn't we?
forgot.
Honestly, I feel like what Manzar said earlier on was very important. These guys, Madrid, are in trouble right now because City have scored 32 goals in their last 11 UCL games.
11.
That is a lot of goals for a team to score.
They've scored
For
so
me,
many goals and they
in my
haven't gone
opinion,
above
this game is
quarterfinals.
the Europe's best attack versus Europe's best defense.
and they still haven't experienced a Champions League final. So I mean,
Man, we will soon. We will soon.
they will soon. I mean,
we will
it's funny
soon.
how they have a good team, but yet they don't.
We will soon.
Okay, I see the
Eventually.
shade.
We
I
will
mean,
soon.
Madrid has a good away record as well, with winning like 16 out of 25.
But
away
I
games.
think that away.
I hope it works tonight. I hope.
Yeah.
You know whom I'm supporting, anyways.
Is there anything else you guys want to bring up about this game?
Again, I mean, I know about the critics and all these memes about you guys having empty heart and no motivation, but of course they have a home advantage. Pep Guardiola is one of the most motivated managers, if not the most motivated manager in football right now. He would want to win against Real Madrid. He's had history against them, so you don't know what to expect. I think it's going to be an amazing game tonight. It's a fight.
Speaking of amazing games, you all know that the anticipation for Chelsea versus Bayern has built up. I mean, I'm talking about 3-0 defeat in the first leg.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, well, anything can happen
I'm just
except for
kidding.
Chelsea coming back 4-0.
Anything can happen.
How do you think?
3-0. 3-0. Anything can happen.
If you guys remember the previous, last year's
What
champion.
in the world is Chelsea going to do?
If you guys remember last year's
Nothing.
Champions League,
Nothing.
when United played against
Anything
PSG.
can happen.
See,
Yeah.
listen.
When
Anything.
United played against PSG.
Hey, okay.
No.
Hold
In my
on.
opinion, in my opinion, Bayern Munich is a much more composed team than
Guys,
PSG.
I'm saying that as a fan, and I'm saying that because I'm just motivated, or I'm just rather excited. But obviously, you know the reality. Bayern, for me, I think personally, Bayern are the favorites to win the Champions League. Not just this game; they can win the Champions League. I think they are the favorites. They have one of, if not one of, the best striker in the world right now, Robert Lewandowski.
Lewandowski's
This guy
a joke.
has.
This guy's a joke.
What are you on
No,
about?
joke in the sense
What
that
do you mean
this
he's a
guy's
joke?
absolutely insane.
Oh, he's insane. Okay.
No. He's
I
insane.
was gonna say, Manzar, that's a bit extreme.
He is.
Bro, your shirt is affecting what
I know you
say.
got Aguero,
Remove
but-
that shit.
No.
I feel like I'm allergic
Lewandowski
already.
is the best striker in the world. Period.
Oh,
No, I think.
I'm going to bring
Why?
this context into the very first podcast that we had. You claim
No.
Aguero as the best world
Listen to
striker.
my reasoning.
Go on.
The reason why I rate Lewandowski over Aguero is because Aguero gets injured more often.
He's right.
Lewandowski
He's got that
has played
physicality. He's
every
got strength.
single Bundesliga game so far, whereas Aguero has missed a big chunk of his game.
That whole end, yeah.
I'm still not convinced by Toby's argument about how Chelsea's going to win this game.
I'm not saying we are.
I didn't believe when United
Wait,
played
hold up,
against
hold up.
PSG last year.
No, but then again, you guys
We
had the
came
players.
back, yeah.
I don't have hopes. I was just joking about anything can happen. But maybe there is a little
I believe
pride
so.
in my club
I think
because I
there's a-
support them. But again, our captain's injured. Christian Pulisic, our best player right now, is injured. Marcus Alonso, the only left back, not the best, but we can rely on him. He's suspended.
That's,
flipping Pablo
very true.
Escobar.
That's very
If
true.
you're watching this, I will come and kick you. I swear to God, I hate Marcus Alonso. Who else? Yeah,
Kante's a good player.
N'Golo is still
Is
not.
Kante playing?
Yeah, he has.
He's not match fit,
He's now matched.
but he's
I feel
recovering.
like that's been-
hopefully he can. We don't know. Even Willian as well. Talking about Willian, we'll get to that later. Let's just
Let's not get
this
into
league.
Willian right now.
Wait, before we go on, Manzar, I want to ask you something regarding FLP. How has that helped you, or given your team motivation going up?
I
the
feel
Champions
like
League next
people are
season?
trying to tarnish our reputation that our Premier League wins of the 100 points and 98 points. So that's collective of 198 points in 2 seasons, which is absolutely insane. So people were trying to tarnish that by saying City threw money here, threw money there. But in all honesty, we're fair. We proved our innocence in the court of arbitrations, and now no one can say anything. And now we have to prove the haters wrong by moving forward and winning the Champions League.
So what
I
do
just
you?
want to put something out there. I don't think they're haters. If you guys were really innocent, there wouldn't be a violation court. What do you say?
Court violation
Yeah,
for
a
like.
court violation for the things you've
That's an
done.
argument.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
it's fair, but
I can explain to you why we
Yeah.
got fined 10 million.
Yeah, okay, you could explain.
We
but-
got
but
fined
then-
10 million was because the Manchester City were very, very belligerent and did not want to cooperate with UEFA. Because the person that was leading the charge against the board was PSG's owner. Why in the world is PSG's owner leading the charge against Manchester City's financial fair play?
I don't know, but even though he led the charge, the decision was done by probably the judge or probably by the UFA boards or something like that. Even though there was a violation that has taken place, and that's why they've what do you say, they've placed it against you. But then the way you've come back with an appeal, trying to get out of it, that was something very unexpected.
Very
I wasn't
sketchy.
expecting that.
Sketchy?
Yeah,
Why
sketchy
is it?
too.
Obviously, we're gonna
You were
appeal.
violated at the first place, and then later
You see,
on.
UEFA did the same thing against AC
I
Milan.
wouldn't be surprised next season if Chelsea gets that that accusation, and obviously they wouldn't be getting it. Why? Because they've already faced the transfer ban season, right? So definitely they're not going to get it, and they have all the rights to get two. I mean, what do you say? The 2 times of the transfers, whatever they're supposed to make from the previous season in this season. They're definitely going to get. They're definitely not going to get it. But then I wouldn't be surprised if they got it, and even if they had it, they wouldn't get out of it. This is for sure. But I'm not going to say oil money and all these kind of things. But I'm quite sure that you guys definitely deserve to be violated, and that's why you got it. But then the whole appeal system, I just don't know how it worked out.
For me, I just want to ask Mohammed one question. What happened to the Sancho deal? I heard that Sancho is not.
I have
gonna
no
happen.
clue. No
clue?
one has any clue. If there were any clues, Fabrizio, the main sources, could definitely reveal it. But I believe tomorrow, day after, hopefully, fingers crossed.
I mean, bringing Manchester United, I mean, they're not in the Champions League. Why not add some Europa League? What do you think about the win?
Okay.
Lingard scored against LASK. I mean, that's like a
That's
banger
very
right there.
surprising.
No, well, from what I've read, I've seen that they've given chances for the players that never had to, that didn't get chance to perform in the first squad in the past few days, past few weeks or games, and I'm surprised as to how Lingard has scored. But then, if he wants to prove his what do you say, his
Staying power.
yeah, his
Quality.
his place in the team.
Place.
Yeah.
He's definitely have to score, and that's what he's done in the past few games, not just this game, but the previous game too.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm very shocked. But then anyway, if he were to definitely get a place, probably he'll get it. But I would rather have him leave the club.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, in
No,
a good way. He could probably prove
For his own good. For his own
yeah,
good.
For his own good.
For his own good, yeah.
You know, first team, game time, and all this things, similar to Dean Henderson. I would definitely loan him out for another season. I'm not going to blame De Gea. I would keep De Gea for another season.
Yeah.
You know, an interesting statistic is De Gea's save percentage in a bad season was 72%.
Isn't that good?
That's amazing. But compared
That is
Way
good.
better than
We're better to
Kepa.
what? Kepa is 52, man.
Kepa has.
Kepa
Let's
has
not talk about
conceded
Kepa. Yeah, let's not talk
Kepa
about
has
Kepa.
conceded 42 goals this season. Out of those 42, Chelsea have conceded 49 goals this whole season, bro, in all competitions.
I believe.
And honestly, let me get something straight. This is, I think, Kepa's worst. I mean, it's what, 2 seasons since
I
he's
wouldn't
been
blame
in Chelsea.
Kepa, honestly, but then I hate the keeper. I would blame the defense.
I wouldn't let Kepa go. If you ask me personally, I'd keep him for 1 season because the very first season at Chelsea, he didn't have a bad season at all. Like, we got into the, Carabao Cup final. We got into Europa League final because of him, because of those penalty saves.
Yeah.
He's got good reflexes, but the only thing that's lacking, I don't think it's a bad keeper. It's just that his mindset, dude. Even when you see him in games, he doesn't look confident, and that's the main thing. You brought that up yesterday.
For keepers.
Confidence.
Oh yeah, I think there's something about
Us,
it.
both of us
Yeah.
being keepers, like confidence is like the main thing. I think Kepa lacks that. And for playing for a big club like Chelsea,
That's
true.
You are
I
a
wouldn't
keeper,
say
you
that,
know.
but
he's a keeper as well.
Yeah, confidence is key, but also confidence is key for big games. And another big game we have to talk about is Barcelona versus Leon. It's
Napoli.
Barcelona.
Napoli.
No. Olympic Lyon versus Juventus.
Juventus.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's tonight. That's tonight. Yeah.
All right. Before we get to that, I want to read some stats. Ronaldo has scored 18 goals in the last 12 home Champions League knockout matches. With this run, including 4 hat-tricks. He claimed the match ball when Juve overturned the first leg deficit in the same stage against Atletico Madrid last season.
Okay.
So, in this case, we know that Leon had the home advantage. It's a 1-0 aggregate right now. How do you think Ronaldo can make an impact for tonight, guys?
Ronaldo got rested in his final Serie A game, so I think Ronaldo's gonna be well rested.
They're saving
I think-
it.
Yeah, I think Ronaldo's gonna be well
Well,
prepared.
I wasn't paying attention, but then
He was rested for Serie A games.
They're gonna unleash him this
Him
year,
and
tonight.
Paulo Dybala.
Paulo Dybala. In my opinion, I think it's a clear Juventus win.
I think like
Clear.
Clear.
That's a bold
if we're being honest, like when you compare teams, you should compare their best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Leon's best and Juve's best.
No, there's a
is
reason
unmatched.
why Leon has come to the quarterfinals quarterfinals or semifinals. Is it
True,
semifinals?
true.
Yeah, lucky
Knockouts.
draw.
I think
Knockouts.
Lyon is the
Knockouts.
underdog.
I feel
Of
like
course they're the
Lyon
underdogs.
would probably change things around, and if they did, they definitely would be a better team than Juventus.
What I read was Juventus, but before we go on, Memphis Depay, okay? Since the start of last season, only Memphis Depay has been involved in 10 Champions League goals for Lyon than Hussein Aouar. The striker,
Wow.
Hussein Aouar.
He's
Have
there.
you guys heard of
He's
him?
there.
Yeah.
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 He's been
one
good.
goal and 6 assists. So these two. Alright, I think, yeah. So these two have honestly made an impact in Olympique Lyon's attack. So, I don't know. I mean,
I feel
obviously.
like Memphis Depay is gonna have to.
But have you seen
show
Juve's
up.
attack?
That's what I mean. Compared to them.
There's no
And they're
comparison.
like two of these guys. So, I mean.
But we can't look at it from just a paper perspective. This is a
course,
game
of course.
where one team has an advantage and the other doesn't. How is Juventus really gonna counter this? You know what I mean? Because this is what that's what this game is.
I think the game plan is clear from Lyon: defend, 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 and defend for their lives.
Yeah.
I
Let's come and
really,
do it. Yeah.
think
Part-
What do you mean
Plus-
by defend for their lives? Defend is not going to make them win the game.
It
they
might.
have to
They have the advantage.
because Lyon is leading 1-0 right now against Juventus.
It doesn't matter. You could defend and they could come back again.
Guys,
That
but-
was Mourinho's tactic against with United. It never worked for us. I don't think defense is the only
But I
option.
think Lyon
if
is.
they could score in the very first leg against Real Madrid, I mean, which
Juventus.
team? Juventus?
Juve.
Exactly.
Against Juventus,
An
they could
early
score
goal,
again.
An early goal would be very important.
Oh,
They could
that would
probably
be-
score again. Yeah,
100%.
defense is not the solution.
I mean, that's
I don't
football
think
at the end of the
defense
day. You know, it's all about using your head.
But guys, like we were talking about Real Madrid and City, and that's a 1-goal advantage, right? In that
Yeah.
game, and
Yeah.
then this one as well. So why don't we think Juventus can win?
No, Juventus are
I mean,
going
of
to
course
win.
they
I
can.
think
They're the
Lyon's-
Like we
favorites
think
because
Real
they're
Madrid
at
can win.
home.
Lyon's defense is effective. It's like very fast paced,
Yeah.
and that can stop Juventus. I feel, in my opinion,
Oh,
because it
because of
happened
the
in the
speed.
first game. Why
Yeah.
can't it happen
That's
again?
true, that's true.
Considering they had a break, they had time to rest. Now they're going into the second
Ndombele
game
plays for-
with the
Yeah.
perfect
And
team,
Ndombele?
with the perfect
That's
lineup.
what Tottenham.
I don't think Lyon is in trouble in this game. I think Juventus is.
Juve is in trouble?
Yeah.
But in my opinion, there's one player I'd like to highlight. His name is Aouar, and he plays for
Hussein
Lyon.
Aouar.
Absolutely,
I just spoke about him.
He plays for which club?
absolutely
Olympic Lyon, I
insane.
just
Lyon.
spoke about him.
He's an
16 assists for the Champions League. I
absolutely
mean,
insane midfielder. Honestly, if Aouar is on his game today, I really do think Lyon can cause an upset.
no, I mean, see, that's the thing, dude. Because Lyon's attack looks good. They're okay. They can handle the pressure, but I don't know about the defense. The goalkeeper isn't bad. I forgot his name.
Lopez.
Lopez.
No,
Lopez
Lopez
is
has been
honestly
very
very
good.
good. We
Yeah,
saw
very
that
good.
against Barcelona last season. I think the knockouts or something.
Yeah.
So,
We keep talking about how like the home advantage isn't like important, but Lyon haven't lost away. I mean, I've had home in like 11 out of 14 games.
But
that's
home
a huge.
that
thing.
home advantage is not there anymore. The
I
fans
feel
aren't.
it is. I feel it is because there's still travel involved. There's still intensity when you
That's
play
true.
in
It's
your
their
home.
stadium.
Yeah,
They have a
and
lot to
remember,
play for.
Confidence. Their fans are definitely going to cheer up for them.
Like it's
Yeah.
your stadium. You can't just.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna talk about the upcoming UCL games for tomorrow. First of all, let's just talk about Chelsea versus Bayern. This game was a very intense first leg, 3-0 Bayern at Chelsea's home. It was very intense, and this second leg is going to be even more intense. But we have to talk about how Chelsea has any chance of coming back.
it wasn't intense, first of all, in Buso. I think that was one of the most ridiculous and clownful games at the bridge we've had.
Let me say, you sound like angry Radwan, dude.
You sound very angry.
There is no passion. There is no determination. I'm just kidding. But guys, he was right. There was no passion, no determination, nothing, because we didn't really push ourselves. We didn't even act like we were Chelsea Football Club that game. I think the main issues in that game, what I've analyzed was our left back, because Marcus Alonso had a lot of pressure due to his mindset of thinking, oh, we're going to play against...
He was going against Serge Gnabry, who was
He was going against Gnabry, who is...
In the form of his life.
He was in it,
that time.
exactly.
Exactly.
So I think he just gave these unnecessary tackles that was so not needed, which he did
Oh, yeah,
against
he got a
Arsenal.
red card, didn't he?
He got a red card that game. And Willy Caballero was starting in goal. I mean, we can't blame the lad. You know, what can we do if our main goalkeeper, the most expensive goalkeeper right now in the world, isn't performing? So, I mean, there were a lot of errors at the back. We didn't have any form of attacking in that game at all.
Yeah.
Olivier Giroud started that game. He doesn't have a lot of pace, and his finishing's good, but his reactions to the ball are quite slow. We've seen that in the Premier League.
Definitely.
And going against quick defenders like Alaba, who I think Jerome Boateng, Alphonso Davies. I mean, come on, these players are very quick. Even though I think the fact that they're centre backs and yet they're quicker than Olivier Giroud. I mean, it is funny in a way, but he has no pace.
Yeah.
I understand why
His Pulisic is playing.
Pulisic is injured.
He's still injured.
In my opinion, I think Giroud's beauty of football doesn't come from his pace. I think
comes
it
from
comes
his
from his
finishing
strength,
and his strength.
finishing, his leadership.
His positioning
In
as
my
well.
opinion, Giroud is a very classy striker.
He is.
He is.
Wait, Toby, two things. Like, do you think Chelsea's, first of all, like, in a better place from the first leg as a team?
In Champions League?
No,
Yes.
Or like, no, in general. Like, morale, everything.
Oh, no, right now. And morale, no, dude, because of the injuries.
So you think
we've got.
you're in an even worse place?
We're in
than-
a worse place because all our important players.
No, wait, hold
not playing.
on. There's a reason why you guys came to Champions League. Is it the quarterfinals?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is the knockout.
There's a
Knockouts.
Knockouts, yeah.
Okay, knockouts, but look at it in a bright way. It's probably a chance to give the players who were in bench. They could probably perform best. They could. You never know. I mean, you're definitely losing all your key players. You don't have Pulisic, you don't have Azpi, right? And you don't have Alonso. Forget Alonso. Forget everything. But it could be a chance for the other players to prove, and they could possibly prove themselves. You never know.
I feel like match fitness is a factor as well. Bayern just finished their campaign not so far long ago, so that's going to come into an effect.
Yeah.
That's the only thing going for Chelsea, in my opinion,
That didn't-
besides
yeah.
their like I
Low
don't know.
intensity.
They've
yeah.
had more days of rest than us, dude.
No.
We've been playing
Bayern
consistently.
has
No, but
that's what I'm
exactly.
talking
So Chelsea are ready.
They just played.
Chelsea are in that perspective. Chelsea are more
Chelsea
ready.
are like
Yeah,
they have
we are
like
more ready.
We are ready, but then yet again, I know as you said that we can rely on the youngsters to perform.
you could come back. I'm not saying it's
Possible.
I'm not
impossible.
saying, but then again, Bayern Munich would not want to lose such a big game at home, bro.
How did
Okay,
Manchester
can I be
United
the
come
honest,
against
cynical-
PSG?
Exactly, but then again, Bayern are in the form of their life.
No, but can I play devil's advocate over here? Right now, Chelsea are gonna start a lot of new young players who are eager, who want to prove their worth to Lampard. So you might never know. There might be an upset because United upset against PSG not too long
In
ago.
my opinion, I think Chelsea could probably come back.
have a lot to play
You've got
for. They
good
have a lot to play
youngsters.
for.
Anything can happen, but I'm
Anything
just
can
stating
happen.
facts. As
This
a
is-
fan, I'm going into this game.
And you have Lampard
to
who's
support
taking
my
control.
club.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
these people play for the love of football, so it makes sense if Chelsea do come back. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea come back. But to be honest, it's a clear.
I mean, we are going as the underdogs,
Yes,
obviously.
true, very
definitely.
true.
So if we win this game, that just shows the passion and what it can mean
Who
for
do you
next
think is going to
season.
be instrumental, like key in Chelsea's lineup? To
In key tomorrow, if you ask me, I would go with William if he is fit to play because he is the other player who we can really rely on due to the chances he creates with the interceptions he gives, with his
Consistent, yeah.
positioning. And it's consistent. I mean, other than Pulisic, I think
I've got to
William
mention
has shown
Mount.
it.
Oh,
Mason Mount, he's
Mount,
my favorite
Chelsea.
player in Chelsea, but I will not. He doesn't have that physicality, and compared to playing against Bayern Munich,
that's a big.
that is
Because
hard.
Bayern's
So
midfield
Big
is
lads.
full of Goretzka,
Leon
Kimmich,
Goretzka,
and
Kimmich,
Müller.
and
Müller.
In previous games, Bayern Munich defeated Chelsea through set pieces, and it can happen tonight again. I feel like that's a huge factor.
that is a huge factor. I've been conceding a lot of goals, guys.
through set pieces specifically.
Exactly.
And counter.
That's
Who's
the weakness.
goalkeeping for tonight's game?
Again,
Of course,
for
Kepa
who?
Arrizabalaga.
Kepa.
Yeah.
For who?
For
Chelsea.
I mean,
You mean tomorrow's
Tomorrow's
game?
game.
You mean tomorrow's game?
tomorrow.
Caballero.
I don't know. We have to find out.
Should be.
We'll know.
We don't know. We never know. I mean, I think Lamps is going with training wise, and
When was the last time Kepa played?
Kepa played the last, I think, before the FA Cup against Wolves.
Yeah.
No, before Wolves as well.
Well, yeah, this is jump on to the more,
Doesn't matter.
the more
If it's
important
before
game
Wolves.
tomorrow, in my opinion.
Liverpool.
Because this game is going to determine who gets to face Barcelona or Lyon in the next.
Napoli.
I mean, sorry.
Napoli, yeah.
I feel like that game is a much more fair game
Only
because
one-
everyone's fit. All the teams are ready to play. There's not many players missing from the lineups. The only thing that I think is a factor is the 1-1, curse, because sometimes when a team like scores away, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. If they draw again, yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you
So
mean.
what do you guys think about that?
Honestly, I think Napoli are coming out of this with a bigger edge because Barcelona have taken a big big hit losing the La Liga title.
Yeah, they've been having a blow
They've
recently.
been
Yeah, they
having-
need a comeback.
And one more thing, guys. Whenever Barca go through such a thing by losing something big, their mentality changes completely.
That's very true, but I wouldn't say that for the recent Barcelona side. This recent
100%.
Barcelona side, it seems very bland. In all honesty, I really think the only two people that are keeping Barcelona intact right now are Ter Stegen and Messi. Other than these two, I really think Barcelona
It's not the same.
is not the same.
Yeah.
That's a big claim, though. I feel like Barca always plays with the stature of knowing that they're one of the best teams in the world. And with that said, I feel like in this decider,
Yeah.
they're not just gonna, want to dictate the play through Messi, but they're gonna want to drive it through the back line of Napoli, which is weak, in my opinion.
Except for one player, Khalid
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Nah. Napoli's defense is really good.
No,
It's the
Napoli's
midfield.
defense is really
Actually,
good.
think about it. They have a good centre back. Khalid Koulibaly
And Kostas Manolas.
Kostas Manolas, the guy who
Manolas
scored
is amazing.
with Roma
Amazing,
against
yeah.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
And
So-
I think there needs to be more emphasis on Messi. Because we can talk about Napoli being a good team all they want, but if Messi is on his day, no team, and I mean
There's
no
no
team
team that can stop
will
this guy.
stop Messi on his
But
day.
then, aspiring to that, Barca have to defend well in that case.
True.
Because I don't see the fight with PK or if Longley starts. I do not see them partnering up so well. I don't know what's up with that.
This
Has
is
PK been in his form?
Not really. He's
Not
okay.
really,
He's
no,
okay.
no.
He's in the best.
The only good defensive player in Barcelona, I would say, would be Clement Lenglet. Clement Lenglet is, I think,
Lenglet's a good player.
Lenglet is a
Lenglet's
really,
a
really
good
decent player. He is strong. He can play out from the back, and he is going to start for Barcelona for a very, very, very long time.
He's already starting for France.
He's
yeah.
always starting for France.
Another big thing about this game is that Barcelona is a very consistent UEFA team. And when I say that, I
in
mean,
history.
it's one of the most consistent who haven't won just as much as Real Madrid, in my opinion. Because, actually not in my opinion, in the facts, they've only lost 2 games out of the previous 30 UEFA Champions League games. That is a lot of wins.
That's a lot.
It's surprising that they haven't won more trophies, to be honest. But now, heading into this game, there's a lot more responsibility on their shoulders, considering that they lost the
Yeah,
The league.
that's got to push them.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
On
I
the
feel like that's big
contrary, I do not agree with you because this is not the same Barcelona side we're talking about.
In-
Their midfield
yeah.
looks weak. Their attack looks bland.
Can't deny the world class.
They've been
They are world
inconsistent.
class.
They are a
no
world class
one's
team.
denying that they're world class. They're just not gelling together. Griezmann has been very disappointing this season.
Honestly.
Suarez
Yeah,
is injured.
underwhelming.
The only person who's carrying the attack right now is Messi.
Yeah. Suarez and De Jong here and there. I mean, De Jong has
Jong
been.
has-
I think De Jong has
first
been
season.
the highlight of Barcelona in midfield. I mean, he's just proved himself in his first season. He's very young,
Very true.
so he can have an impact against Napoli.
Did you guys see what happened about Artur?
Artur
Oh,
Melo.
being left
Oh,
out,
there is
yeah.
some contradiction.
That's
there.
actually a very weird transfer in my opinion because Arthur.
Oh, by the way, sorry. Do you guys know that Artur's not going to be there because he's mentioned?
He declined. He said he's not. He
Yeah,
refused.
he spoke to the president of Barca and he said,
Yeah.
I don't want to come and play for.
But they've done him dirty. We
They
all
have
agree.
done him
They have
dirty.
done him
What is it?
He's
They
moving to
forced
Juve,
the-
right? They forced the move to Juve.
Him for Pjanic.
And
Oh
Milan
yeah, the
Pjanic.
swap deal. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pjanic
Which is
is
so
coming to
stupid.
Barca.
Pjanic is getting
And I don't
old.
get that because Arthur is such a good midfielder.
He's a future like.
If you see
Yeah.
him play,
He's
you
gonna
can
be
see
one of
the
the best.
potential when he plays for
Well,
Barca.
it's similar to what Zidane is doing to Bale, so.
Very similar. But then, but then this is Barca's
Bale, we don't know
goal.
what's happening to Bale.
No, wait,
Is
wait,
he
wait.
leaving? Is he staying?
No,
So
but the
it's
problem with
different.
Bale is that he knows that this contract is very lucrative.
The only
He can-
problem with Bale is he's injury prone.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, but also
He's,
guys,
he's injury prone, yeah.
Bale is
He's
so
he's a
old.
better player. He's still a better
yeah,
player.
why aren't we
And
mentioning
Arthur is young. Like, Arthur has a future.
25.
Bale,
Yeah.
there's only another season.
But
between
you
it.
see,
You know what
the
baffles
reason
me?
why Arthur moved away is I would say the manager. I would definitely say the manager. You know why? I mean, you've got Barcelona's got Suarez injured. Barcelona has. I mean, Griezmann hasn't been performing on point in this season. It doesn't. I mean, come on. You've got plenty of backup options. You've got Ansu Fati. You've got plenty of others you could play in that in that roles. I mean, a top team like Barcelona, and you have 2 injuries, like let's say Suarez and what's the other guy, Griezmann not performing. You know, I mean, and still Barcelona are like reckless or just like going on second, like losing the league. I'm gonna say it's the manager's problem. It's definitely.
No,
the
I think it goes
manager.
up to the president.
I think-
Honestly, all the way
no,
to the
It's going
president.
to be the manager.
no.
Why would you sack
In-
a
in-
manager?
in my
If you think about it, guys, if you think about it, I think these past few seasons, Manchester haven't been backed by the Barcelona board at all.
Yes.
In these past few
it's
seasons, the only
That's
thing
why they keep
It is
changing.
that's La Liga
Way
for
too
you
good
right
to
now.
it
It's so
doesn't matter.
good.
La Liga, the past few changes, they've been sacking managers. That's not how you play
That's
a
the
game.
same with Chelsea.
But guys, so let's bring it all back. How will that play into tonight's game?
Tomorrow's game.
Tomorrow's game.
And I feel like Napoli do have the edge, but if Messi's on his game, nothing's gonna
So you're
stop.
saying you rely on Messi more than Barcelona?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
true. I
So
think
Barcelona
that's
is a
true.
one-man army. Isn't
Yes.
it?
Let's
He
just say
is.
that's fair as an opinion, but as a fact, it's 1-1, and the away team has the advantage, right?
That's
True.
true.
That's true.
Guys, one more question for you guys. The fact that it's a very interesting question. The fact that Luis Suarez isn't gonna be there for tomorrow's game. Would you see either Martin Braithwaite or Antoine Griezmann start as striker?
I feel like Antoine Griezmann starting would give an advantage tactically because we've known that Napoli, even though they have a strong defense, they're not as fast as Barca's
True.
attack. at
Very
all.
true. Very true.
Not
And that's
even
going
close.
to be a huge factor into this.
Yeah.
I feel like the Griezmann's effect in this game is not going to be as much of a target man, but more of a false nine.
False
type of
nine
thing.
player.
Yeah, he's always been that way,
Yeah.
and that's why teams don't look at him as a striker.
Plus, he's got the speed to even.
he's got-
Honestly, I would prefer him to go as a super sub. I mean, if he hasn't been performing the past few games.
So you'd
I
rather have.
completely agree with you.
Why not?
if
So
you
you'd
had-
rather have Braithwaite to start.
I would
as striker.
rather give him a chance.
Very true.
He could probably
This
perform
is,
better.
this is not the type of game.
No, but then this is the type
Yeah, that's
of
true.
game.
But then,
this
if
is
he's
like-
inconsistent,
I think my
yeah,
starting
no,
front
second
three, but
leg of
Barcelona have been playing two striker formation, not a three striker
That's
formation.
true.
Yeah,
Recently.
Exactly.
So for me, it would be Griezmann with Messi, with whoever plays Cam normally, with De Jong, Rakitic, Busquets providing cover, Semedo, who's been playing very
Yeah,
decent.
Semedo-
At the right back, he's been
Semedo
doing
has
great.
been
He's been doing great.
Semedo,
Jordi
Alaba.
You know what? Let's talk about teams who actually have been playing super well right now, who have qualified for the next round. We're talking about Leipzig, PSG, Atletico, Atalanta. Who do you think is the biggest threat in this lineup? of teams?
To be honest, before we answer that, it is surprising to see how Leipzig has honestly performed this season and pushed their way through.
No, not just this season, bro. Like the last 2-3
Oh, but
years.
the last 2-3 years,
my
they've
days.
actually been playing well.
But-
They've been on top in Bundesliga, at least top 6.
But the absence of Werner is going to
Timo
be
Werner,
felt very
that
heavily.
was done harsh by
It's gonna be
Leipzig.
felt
The
very
fact that he chose to come to settle in Chelsea before the Champions League draw, I mean, he could have honestly, I think
Finished the
he's
Champions
the
League.
main reason why
They're there.
they're in the quarterfinals.
So does that make PSG automatically the biggest
I'm
threat?
gonna say
I would not.
Atalanta.
PSG's always been a threat because PSG have Neymar and PSG have Mbappe, who is injured for Atlanta's
Yeah,
game.
great form.
He-
Mbappe is injured.
Mbappe is injured.
But I'm gonna take a moment to appreciate Atalanta's form.
Oh, right.
oh.
Ilikic
But,
has
but
been.
some very sad news.
They've gone from here to here.
Ilicic will not play.
Yeah, he won't be
He's
playing.
not. He
certain
won't be
reasons.
playing. Yeah.
He won't be playing. So Ilicic has been a huge.
But they've got a good midfielder.
They really have.
Alain, they have Duvin Zapata, they
Zapata.
have Gomez,
Zapata, oh my
they
God.
have really, really
They
good
have
players.
good. They have good
So-
players,
Wait, so
especially in
what
the
are you
midfield
guys?
position.
What are you guys predicting for the Barca Napoli game tonight?
I think
Oh.
Napoli is gonna win.
I can see it being tight, but I can see Barca and
Yeah, I think if we're talking facts,
in the last minute
Barca have to win this.
because there's going to be pressure from both sides.
What about the Chelsea game? Let's round it up.
I believe there's gonna
I
be
can
a
give that
draw
to you
by
guys. I'm
Chelsea.
not going to answer that.
I really want Chelsea to win, but to be honest, it is a clear Bayern Munich.
Football is a game of certain changes and swap arounds, and
But
that's
then-
what's beautiful.
It is.
And I just gotta put it out there: may the best team win.
But
Yes.
also, don't you guys think maybe Bayern Munich are going to play it safe?
No.
They're not going to
no,
go all
they're
out.
gonna-
No, Bayern Munich is not a team that plays
they're
safe.
leading,
don't
they're
play
leading
safe.
the entire total score
Even
by,
if-
by 7 goals. They've got the most total attempts with 166. They have the most attempts on target with 70, on target. I feel that
20.
is going to be a factor. Top scorer
Robert
in the
Lewandowski.
UCL is Robert Lewandowski.
He
11
is
goals.
on the form
There
of
is,
his
like,
life.
A
His
very
best
high
season, yeah.
chance of Chelsea being destroyed.
I
again.
cannot see Chelsea handling that pressure because if Chelsea,
For me,
that's what I said in the last podcast. Even if a team like Fulham or Leeds put pressure on Chelsea's defense,
Yeah.
we will concede goals.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did you say?
I'd like to end it off by
being
saying
honest,
one last
dude.
thing.
They're so bad.
Leeds next
I'd like
season.
to end it off by saying one last small thing. If the Ballon d'Or was not cancelled, Lewandowski was
Yeah,
the
definitely.
100%.
Yeah,
he
clear
deserved it.
No
clear
doubt.
winner.
Yep.
He's been outstanding.
Now we're going to
Outstanding.
move on to the top 11 for the round of 16. Let's go for goalkeeper first.
Jan Black.
All black.
Oblak.
All right, next.
No, but
Wait.
Jan Oblak has been absolutely.
Hold up. First
Before
of all,
you start your rant, what do
you
you
did
do?
not say Oblak, bro.
What do you
No,
do?
what's up with that? What's up with that?
What's up
We're
with
talking
that?
about UCL, not Europa League. Not
All right, if you UCL, then definitely Oblak.
But
No,
wait,
no,
wait, hold up.
What?
There was some hesitation.
Yeah, you were
there,
saying?
right?
No,
Continue.
I was really thinking of Ter Stegen, but then
No, fair.
Ter Stegen would be up there, but then Oblak has had
Oblak's
a
just
way
been
better season.
outperforming
Oh, like
anything.
the game against Liverpool, in which
He just proved
he
himself.
just proved himself as the best keeper in the world.
All right.
best keeper over Alisson, 100%.
100%.
Alisson's no up there.
Just
Sorry
let's
to
not
say
talk about
that,
Alisson.
but
Like,
No.
It's not even worth
That's
it.
next.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
back.
Right back. Yeah, let's go.
Kyle Walker.
No.
No, I see where he's coming
No,
from. He has a point. He has
Kyle
a
Walker
point.
has kept 2 clean sheets. He's been sublime. He's
Played as a keeper against Atlanta.
he played. Yeah, okay.
Versatile.
Kyle Walker is so versatile. He played as a keeper and a right back in this Champions League.
So that's your argument?
No, but he has been the best right back in the Champions League, in my opinion.
I know one thing for certain: all of you guys are gonna either that most of you guys are gonna go for Trent, but whatever. I'm sticking to Wan-Bissaka.
He's out, so
He's
we
not
just
in the
can't say
Champions
that.
League, bro.
Oh, you're talking about Champions League?
Champions League.
My bad.
And who are still in?
Let's settle this.
United
Let's-
fan.
Let's settle this. Who's gonna get that position?
Wait, who's been playing right back for Bayern? Has it been Alaba?
Semedo, isn't it?
Semedo's not in Bayern, bro.
No, I mean for
Papa.
for Barcelona.
Oh, okay, no.
Or Odriozola, but Odriozola
No.
has barely been playing. So.
For me, I don't see any other clear option other than Kyle Walker. I really don't.
No shots
Guys,
for
I would
Semedo.
honestly, personally, I know he hasn't given much of the lookout, but
Yeah.
I would go for Danny Carvajal.
Mm.
But
Because of
Carvajal has had a very average season.
Yeah, he's had way better seasons.
Way better.
I mean, he has, but then again,
been
it
very
goes
solid.
all over
Average.
you. He's been solid at the back
He's been very solid.
because
yes,
of his defensive.
he
rate.
has been solid, but 2 people, Ashraf Hakimi and Kyle Walker.
Ashraf Hakimi. is
These
there
two
as well.
are
I
the
say Hakimi. The reason why I say Hakimi is because he's the most consistent player. He's covered the most ground as a defender.
Actually, he's performed better this season.
He's performed similar to Kyle Walker.
He covers the
with
most
speed.
ground. He plays the most minutes. He's the player that.
No, but his output is more
He's
than
got
Kyle.
what 17 assists.
He's shut down all the teams that they play. against.
Okay, then let's put this to a vote. Who votes for Kyle Walker?
I think I'd go
Just
for Kyle
you.
Walker, dude.
And him.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
mean,
3 of us who are voting for Hakimi.
Hakimi?
I would love to shout out for Nelson Semedo, but I'm
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say.
All right, so let's settle it.
Ashraf
Let's settle it.
Hakimi?
Let's settle it.
Ashraf Hakimi?
Go
Fair.
ahead.
Hakimi, I actually
yeah,
like
no, but
Hakimi.
don't get me wrong. Hakimi has had him.
Banger.
Delightful
On
season.
paper, banger.
Yeah, like this season, not even just
Oh,
UCL.
he's moved to Inter Milan, so that's
all
gonna be
that.
interesting.
Alright,
for
so
now.
All right,
who are going to be our center
Center
backs?
backs. Let's go.
One of them.
Mohamed. Sorry, Mohamed.
All right.
I'm about to be a tough decision. I would say Varane.
Who?
Ron.
Yeah, Varane has
Varane.
he has been good this season.
I would actually put Kaleb Koulibaly up there.
Yeah, I'll put Koulibaly
I was
even
thinking
above
about-
him.
Yes.
I was thinking of Koulibaly and
He's been stellar in
Alaba.
Napoli. But then Alaba would be left centre back. We're talking about right centre back.
Oh, right centre back.
Right
Obviously,
centre
then it would be Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Left centre back.
Koulibaly.
No, right centre back.
Right
He's
centre
right footed.
That's set. Koulibaly.
Okay, yeah,
Can we just say Koulibaly?
Yeah,
Come on, Koulibaly's like-
You need to
insane.
back that up. It's Koulibaly.
Left.
See, I would have put Van Dijk up there, but
They're not even in it.
See, the
No,
reason,
that's fine.
No, the reason why I didn't put Van Dijk was because against Atletico Madrid,
He didn't.
He
show
didn't
any
perform.
potential.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Real Madrid, we can talk about them. Since this is a whole UCL.
Yeah, very
I have a few players in mind.
We didn't mention them.
Godin and Inter.
Diego Godin's not. He's in it.
Who's
Jimenez.
Jimenez.
Jimenez and Savage, but Jimenez.
No,
is-
Jimenez and this Brazilian centre back whose name is
Oh,
Felipe
yeah.
Luis.
Felipe Luis.
Felipe. He has
No.
Luis Felipe.
Luis
Felipe, yeah.
He has been really good, but Koulibaly has been better.
Yeah,
So
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Obviously, Koulibaly has to be there.
That guy's a beast.
Koulibaly and Jimenez.
Jimenez. Fair enough.
Let's go with
Fair enough.
Jimenez?
Those are the centre
No
backs.
shots for Real Madrid.
Jimenez has been the most consistent defender throughout.
I'd
his
actually
past
put
season.
Longley?
I'd actually put Ramos over Jimenez.
But Ramos is a right centre back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And
Let's,
he's
let's,
not-
let's move a little bit faster on to
Left back,
CX.
no doubt, Alphonso Davies.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could complain.
Honestly.
Alphonso
A
Davies.
youngster, 19 years of age, with that rate of speed, interceptions, man, he's got everything.
What about Jordi Alba?
No, he hasn't performed.
He just hasn't had that like
Really?
That one run that Davies did for Lewandowski's goal.
Lewandowski goal. Ooh.
It's-
That was
that was-
against Chelsea. Right?
Let's
Crazy.
stick to Davidson.
Yeah.
Davies, yeah.
2 centimeters now, right?
Okay.
Or like
I
CDM or
think
it's just
CDM.
intimate?
CDMs.
Okay, so center mid, I think I would put Kevin De Bruyne.
KDB has to be there.
Or is he a cam? Are we playing with a cam?
Are we playing a defensive?
It's completely.
Oh, yeah, there is a
just
cap.
2 CMs.
Okay, then let's go with one all-round midfielder and one defensive
So
one.
Kevin De Bruyne, why?
Wait, are we playing 4-2-3-1?
4-2-3-1.
No, then the two have to be defensive.
Defensive.
Kevin will go in the front. Alright.
Then two defensive midfielders. I'll
Guys,
put
guys, guys,
Alan
guys.
over there.
I know. Sorry,
Napoli.
but I know at
Napoli.
the start of the season,
Yeah.
at least N'Golo wasn't injured at the time. Alright?
But
His run in form has really proved against Valencia, home and away. He was the main reason our central defense, at least like in the middle,
Yeah.
we were dominating because of his runs and defensive
But
tackles.
if we're talking about consistency and who has been the best CDM
I mean, of
in the
course he's
Champions
injured,
League,
but-
I'm saying Kimmich. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Kimmich,
Kimmich
has
has been
insane.
crazy this
Kimmich
season.
has been insane.
But why?
Wait,
Why
I
do you
forgot
think
about
he's
it.
Because I think from like even from right back and then now CDM, I think his range of passing like
Is
above
just
like
unmatched.
versatile.
like not just the defending, like he's contributed so much going ahead.
He is
Crazy.
the pure successor of Philip Lahm.
He knows how to hold the ball as well.
100%.
Yeah, so fair enough. We give it to
One Kimmich.
Joshua
and-
Kimmich
The second one?
and,
I think the second one would go to
this is a little hard.
hard
but
all-round midfielder.
Honestly,
I think I'll give it to Alan. In my honestly,
Alan?
Alan,
Who's
Alan from Napoli.
Yeah.
The
Brazilian?
centre mid.
Oh,
the Baldy.
Brazilian guy.
He has been absolutely cracked. Bro, for Napoli, the way he's been playing, he sort of reminds me of Vieira. Because the way he just breaks down play and pushes the ball forward, it's
Do you guys know who Partey is from Atletico?
Partey, yeah,
Thomas
Partey.
Partey as well.
I thought he was. I thought he's
But
been.
we have to give it to someone, guys. Let's sit on up there. Kimmich and
I'm voting Alan.
I'm going for Thomas Partey because I haven't
Partey,
seen Alan
Partey,
play.
Partey has been.
I would
haven't
say
seen
Partey.
Alan play.
it's party time.
And CM, let's all agree to Kevin De Bruyne.
KDB,
Yeah, okay, I think no
assists,
question.
no
Kevin,
questions.
just
Easy with the ball, gonna make a big impact.
So right
tonight.
wing.
Right wing.
I
Serge,
think-
I'm going for Serge.
Nabry.
Because
Nabry.
I don't know. I'm going for Riyad Mahrez.
Mahrez has performed,
no,
but- no, I get
but
where you're
in the
coming
Champions
from.
League, he has see the right winger's job is to be a creative influence to the attack. Nabry has scored goals, but if you're talking about right winger, I really don't think there's anyone better
Honestly,
than Riyad Mahrez.
how about let's make it-
other than the dribbling and the acceleration that Mahrez has, I give that to you. But Gnabry, why I'm putting him there is mainly because of his ball control, his work ethic, his dribbling, cutting inside through defenders.
but
How about we take it to a
Hazard
vote?
has to be right because he has more assists on paper.
That's not all.
No,
for
but
right
yeah,
winger.
but who has more goals?
That's not all for a right winger.
No, yet again, guys.
Okay, if you're
statistics.
saying, if you're saying
What
assists,
is
I
more
can put.
important?
Wait, hold on.
Important.
If you're
Goals or
saying
assists?
if you're
Goals
saying
or
assists, then I can put Hakim Ziyech. Then
No, you can't because he's not the top. He's not
he
the
is
top.
there on top. He's right
But he's
there.
a right back. He's a right back.
What are you saying?
Wait,
Hakim
guys.
Ziyech is a right back.
Ziyech.
Guys,
Right winger. Sorry.
We're talking about right
Okay,
winger.
so let's settle it.
Guys,
Right.
I'm going for
statistics won't be the
Gnabry.
same as for next year. So, Gnabry.
Gnabry.
I think
Potential.
Also,
Mahrez.
Chelsea. He played against Chelsea. He also played against Tottenham.
You see what I mean?
And both of them,
Yeah, I feel
both
like
times.
there was a bit of a bias considering he's
Yeah.
Man City fan.
Who would you
No,
choose?
but
No, I don't think he's being
He,
biased. I
he
think
broke
he's
my
being
team
biased.
down.
Let's
He
go for
broke
left
his
wing.
team down.
Left winger.
Gnabry's been more consistent. Let's go
Yeah,
to left
Gnabry,
wing now.
Gnabry.
Let's go to left wing.
I think. Wait, how do we forget Messi?
Did we forget Messi?
Oh my god!
Good lord.
Oh my god!
We can
Did
put him as
just
scam. He
forget
can't
Messi?
play as scam.
No, but not over Kevin.
No, I think I would
Center
no.
forward.
I think I'll put
Center
Nab.
forward.
No, I think I'll put Gnabry as left wing because he has started there.
He has
And
started.
Gnabry
Messi
has,
as
he
right.
can play on the
Yeah,
wing.
he-
left.
over like.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
early.
let's do that.
So left
So
wing and
Sterling-
then Messi on the right.
Yeah.
Striker, everybody agrees.
I think all of us.
Leva.
Wait. Let's be
Leva.
clear here.
Yeah.
We're playing as a lone striker. But the fact that we dropped Robert Lewandowski out of the squad would just mean that is
It's
just
just
a disgrace.
insane.
I'm ending this with Leva.
Yeah.
Level.
So that you're gonna see on our screen, that is our top 11 for the Champions League. Guys, I hope you enjoyed
Hope
our,
agreed.
our podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. We're gonna be on Spotify as well if you want to watch it through audio. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
See you.
Peace.